So we have 5 immutable law of products. And the first is products are not things. So products are not necessarily tangible things. So this goes back to the Theodore Levitt's example of where customers are not necessarily looking for the physical, tangible product per se, in this case, the quarter-inch drill per se, but they're more interested in the end, which is the hole itself. So if they can drill a hole using this drill, that's perfectly okay. But if there are other means that can be, that could accomplish the end in a much easier way, in a much more convenient way, in a much more stress-free way, then customers would embrace that product. So we need to move away from viewing product as a tangible thing. The second immutable law of product is that products are benefits. And if we go back to the importance of marketing myopia, where marketing myopia concept underscores the fact that marketers need to take a broader perspective and not a product-oriented, product-centered, narrow view of products. So looking more at the what the benefits are for a product. So just to take an example, if we're looking at Kodak, Kodak actually was, believe it or not, it was the first company that invented the digital camera back in 1975. It was developed by a guy called Steve Sasson. And at that time, it was a revolutionary, invention. But Kodak actually took this very lightly because when they invented this digital camera, they thought that they were in the digital film industry, in the digital film category. And with the invention of this digital camera, their thinking was that that would kill their existing business, their existing product category, because it would replace digital films and the film business would go out of business and it would hurt them. So they actually did not support, one of the most important inventions that was made by Steve Sasson. They forgot that they were actually in the storytelling or in the memory building business, and not necessarily the digital film business, which is a very narrow perspective of viewing the business that they're in, which is more of a product-centered view, and they didn't really understand the benefits, the broader perspective of what their business was in. And that's the same thing with the American railroads. I mean, they really didn't consider themselves in the transportation industry, but they confined themselves, in the railroad industry, which, contribute to their demise. The third immutable law of products is that products are viewed as solutions. Customers buy products because they're able to resolve a problem that they have. They're able to provide a solution. So, for instance, Head and Shoulders, provides a solution for people that have dandruff. Or Aleve, one of the core messages that Aleve provides to its customers is that it provides a solution in the sense that it provides convenience, because Tylenol or Advil typically requires, patients or users to, take, these pills every 4 to 6 hours, which sometimes, they lose track of how many pills that they've taken or lose track of how long it's been since they've taken the last pill. Whereas the message that Aleve tries to get across to customers is that, it provides, a solution in the sense that, you only need to take this pill twice a day, once in the morning when you wake up and once at night before you go to bed. So it's a lot easier to keep track of. You don't lose, you lose track of when the last time you took the pill. And it just makes the process a lot simpler. So it provides a solution for customers that have a hard time keeping track of how often I need to take the pill and when was the last time that I took the pill. The fourth immutable law of products is that products are experiences. In this case, products, if we expand the definition of a product, in this case, it would be services. So a lot of companies nowadays provide services. It's not just service-oriented companies that just do pure services, but it's also product companies. Companies that manufacture products also need to take services very seriously, because providing a unique, memorable experience, a seamless experience, is one way that they could differentiate from the competition, because it's becoming increasingly more difficult to differentiate oneself based on tangible product level differences. Nowadays, even product companies, manufacturing companies, are now trying to differentiate themselves based on services, which is more about providing intangible experiences. So let's take the example of Silvercar. This is a new startup that was invented, that started up in Austin, Texas. And one of the cool things I think about this car is that, and recently it was just bought out by Audi. And there's a reason why that is the case, because Silvercar, as the name implies, Silvercar uses only Audi A4s for their fleets. And the color is silver. So that's why they call it Silvercar. And if you're trying to rent a car, from an airport after a long, flight, the last thing you want to do is get in line, fill out the paperwork, and that may take if you're lucky, 15, 20 minutes up to 30, 40, 45 minutes, depending on the length of the line. So what Silvercar has done is they've made this experience, the car renting experience, very seamless using mobile apps. So everything is in mobile apps. You don't need to interact with the human being. You walk up to where the Silvercars are parked. You use your mobile app to unlock the car using the QR code, and you can just drive away without even talking to anybody, without even filling out any papers, and it's a very seamless, simple, very enriching experience for a lot of people. So products are experiences. They provide a unique experience that people love and makes them come back. So this is something that Joseph Pine emphasized about experiences. When a person buys a service, he purchases a set of intangible activities carried out on his behalf. When he buys an experience, he pays to spend time enjoying a series of memorable events that accompany stages, as in a theatrical play. Engage him in a personal way. So a lot of companies are understanding that providing these experiences, memorable, seamless, simple, efficient experiences is the way to go. And we can take this even one step further. The ex-chairman of Intel, Andrew Grove, and we all know that Intel is a manufacturing company that produces chips that go into computers that we use. And he even underscored and emphasized the importance of interactive experience. So he said that we need to look at our business as more than simply the building and selling of personal computers. Our business is the delivery of information and lifelike interactive experiences. So for a company that is manufacturing oriented, that typically sells products such as Intel, even understands and is emphasizing the importance of experiences to provide a more high level of satisfaction and to build a bond and stay committed to their customers. So this slide summarizes the importance of experience in a variety of product and even in service categories. So for automakers, it's about driving experience. For valve manufacturers, it's pumping experience. For furniture producers, it's sitting, lying experience. For publishers, it's the reading experience. For appliance manufacturers, it's the washing experience, it's the drying experience, it's the cooking experience. For apparel manufacturers, it's the wearing, cleaning, hanging, and showing experience. So everything actually, if you think about it, it can be boiled down to a level of experience, regardless of whether you're in services. If you're in services, that goes without saying. Even for products, we see from this that experience can go a very long ways. So just to recap and summarize, there's the last immutable law of product, which is the fifth immutable law of products. And this is saying that products are meaning. And only a certain type of products would actually fall under this category. And this is where the emphasis is on touching the soul, or the need to feel, complete, the need to feel and sense a level of inspiration. And meaning can be priceless at times, and meaning does not have to be driven by the market. And the type of products that would fall under this group of category would be namely cultural products, such as arts, that serve aesthetic and expressive needs or values as opposed to utilitarian or functional values. So now we can summarize products in the 5 different ways that we just talked about. So product is not things, product is a benefit, product is a solution, product is an experience, and product is meaning. So once we understand these 5 different ways of to represent or to not represent products, we have a broader, a more deeper, and a more richer understanding of the nature of a product.